98.6. That's the percentage of DNA you share with chimpanzees. Humans and chimps are so closely related, from our genetics and intelligence to the way we reproduce, how we behave and communicate, to how we feel emotionally. Chimpanzees are not native to Kenya. They're found mainly in West and Central Africa. But today, wild chimpanzees are critically endangered, with just 150,000 to 300,000 left in the world. The only chimps that can be found in Kenya are at the Sweetwaters Chimpanzee Sanctuary in Olpejeta Conservancy. It was established in 1993 after a rescue centre in Burundi was closed down due to civil war. The sanctuary received chimpanzees that had been traumatized, mistreated, made to live in cramped living conditions, and that sustained injuries from abuse. The sanctuary was established after agreements between the Olpejeta Conservancy, the Kenya Wildlife Service and the Jane Goodall Institute to provide lifelong refuge to these orphaned and abused chimpanzees.
We house our chimpanzees inside the houses at night.
Okay.
But then during the day, we have them outside in the 250-acre piece of enclosure for them to freely roam around and express natural behavior. So they have breakfast in the morning, they have lunch, and they have dinner. In between the day, they are allowed to play around with the enrichment structures that we have provided. In terms of this food enrichment, we have structural enrichment, we have behavioral enrichment, and we also provide destructible enrichment, whereby we provide objects that they can manipulate and play around with. As a veterinarian, I work very closely with Kenya Wildlife Service veterinarians to manage the veterinary aspect of these animals.
And how challenging is that? Because whilst they physically may look okay, mentally they're in a very different state.
The sanctuary has provided a home that has gradually revamped their mental state.
Okay.
And most of them now I will say all of them now have recovered from that torture. Have recovered from that torture, and they almost always express natural behavior, as opposed to when they came here, you could see that they were really disturbed, and they wouldn't sometimes even want to see a person in green uniform, because they will associate that with a soldier who's come for their parent. They will remember it. They will not want to see a soldier or one of our rangers carrying a gun, a shotgun or an AK-47 or a G3 rifle.
They'll remember
because
that.
They will associate it with the war or the torture or the being held in small cages, and they will react in ways that you cannot predict.
Gosh, I mean, it is amazing to think that these guys went through literally hell, and they've come back and they've made it thanks to this sanctuary here in Olpejeta. Well, we're certainly going to learn so much more about them. Stephen, thank you so much for your time.